Luck might have changed for the New York Giants as John Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens have officially parted ways. The New York Giants have a shot here to stabilize this franchise and get it back to what we're used to seeing, which is one of the premier franchises in all of football. I'm going to show you guys in this video why John Harbaugh is the odds-on favorite to get the New York Giant head coaching job, and I don't even think it's close. We have reports and videos from Connor Hughes, well-respected, inside MetLife Stadium with the New York Giants and the New York Jets. He's coming out and said he thinks John Harbaugh is the favorite to become the Giant head coach. We have Adam Schefter. You know him by now. Breaks all the news when it comes to NFL stuff. If you guys love daily Giant content, we might have just gotten some great news here. Share, like, subscribe to this channel. We are going to be going full on in this offseason, especially now that the New York Giants, with looking like they're going to be hiring the next franchise-building head coach that this team has needed for so long. Let's get right into it here. I want to show you guys the Connor Hughes video for. Actually, I'm going to show you the Adam Schefter tweet first, but a little thing on John Harbaugh now. One of the best head coaches in all of football, can't be debated, in the last 18 years. You don't last 18 years with one organization unless you have stability, unless you've built foundation, unless you have sustained winning. Super Bowl champion, which a lot of Giants fans said they wanted, the Super Bowl champion. That's why the Mike McCarthy thing was being floated around. John Harbaugh is a franchise-building guy that is going to stabilize this entire team. This guy can help Joe Schoen out, being the general manager that he is, by coming in and right away being the leader of men that this franchise has lacked for so long. The Giants got so lucky this offseason, initially with Kevin Stefanski, two-time coach of the year, being let go by the Cleveland Browns, and the shot that the Giants had to go get him. Mike McCarthy, a Super Bowl champion head coach, 60% winning percentage, had a chance to go get him. Now you had John Harbaugh in your lap as the Ravens have parted ways with the head coach, the most winning head coach in that franchise's history, constantly in the playoffs, constantly in contention, constantly always in the mix in December, something the Giants just haven't seen for so long. This guy could do it. He could get us to that point. Let's get to the Adam Schefter tweet quickly here, because I want to show you guys something that makes a lot of sense when it comes to the Giants being the favorite now. Adam Schefter says, sources say John Harbaugh is expected to emerge as the favorite for the head coaching job for the New York Giants. Obviously, Harbaugh will be in demand for many teams, not just the New York Giants. Coming from Adam Schefter is the biggest source that we know in the NFL. So an NFL insider that has inside information, another guy that has inside information, Connor Hughes, which we're going to get into this now. And the Giants also, which was great about the New York Giants here, what was good about them getting the big head start by firing Brian Daboll, the Giants got a massive head start on who they wanted to look at in terms of getting the head coaching position. I don't know if things were spoken about in terms of ownership to other owners in regards of maybe John Harbaugh could be out as Ravens head coach come the end of the season if certain things go a certain way. If that's the case, you look at it right now, he's been let go by the Ravens. Now the Giants can cast that net. It doesn't have to be as wide as it was a week ago. You got the guy right there. So let's get into this Connor Hughes report right away. I got the video here for you to listen to and the tweet from Connor Hughes. So like I just said, Connor Hughes, I'm told the Giants have done a ton of preliminary research on John Harbaugh, preparing for this situation in which he were to become available. They will bring him in for an interview, I'm told. Obviously, there's so much that needs to happen before the hire is possible. We know this leader of men, culture builder, winning in big moments, track record. He has it all. This is a guy you do not let out of your building.
Somebody that would immediately...
New York Giants, you do not let him out of your building. So let's listen to what Connor Hughes had to say in this video about John Harbaugh and the interest from the New York Giants.
This time last year, there were two coaches available to teams that everybody knew were surefire, no doubt hire, somebody that would immediately improve things the moment they stepped in the building, and that was Mike Vrabel and Ben Johnson. This time around, that wasn't necessarily the case. There were intriguing coordinator possibilities, guys like Jesse Minner and Mike Shuley, even former head coaches like Mike McCarthy and Kevin Stefanski, but nobody that reached that Johnson or Vrabel level until now, because the Baltimore Ravens and John Harbaugh have agreed to part ways, which means that Harbaugh immediately jumps to the top of just about every team's wish list board. A coach that is now available to be hired with 180 career wins, 13 postseason victories, and a Super Bowl on his resume. Someone who had success with one iteration of the Ravens with Joe Flacco and then another one immediately with Lamar Jackson. The Giants had a chance to jumpstart their coaching search when they fired Brian Daboll midway through the year. And one of the
I just said that. Thank you, Connor.
Situations that they did prepare themselves for, from talking to sources over there in that building, was the situation where the Ravens and Harbaugh decided to file for divorce. So now that
Okay, that's something I wanted to just jump on. You heard him say the Giants already had those discussions because that's how interested that they are in John Harbaugh becoming the next head coach of this franchise. They had the discussions already in place just in case Harbaugh was let go by the Ravens, they could pounce on him. So let's finish this up.
Harbaugh is available, I fully expect the Giants to pursue him, to bring him into their building for an interview. Now, is he the number one coach that they want? I don't necessarily know that. They're going to cast a wide net. As Joe Shane said on Baggy Day, they're going to interview a ton of people. But as far as what they are looking for, somebody with proven success, somebody who is a leader of men, someone who is a culture builder, well, Harbaugh checks a lot of those boxes. And if the Giants do get him in their building for an interview, I don't necessarily know if they're going to want to let him get out. This time last...
Whoop, not again, Connor. We're not going to go through that again. Good. It's good. Great work there by Connor Hughes, getting the information out. That's exactly what I've been saying from the start. You're going to bring in Stefanski for his interview, and I was all for Stefanski because we had no idea John Harbaugh was going to be available. Now that John Harbaugh is available, he shoots up to number one on your list. And I'm almost certain, 99.9% sure, the New York Giants, who already had the preliminary discussions just in case John Harbaugh was let go by the Baltimore Ravens, the interest, the stability, the foundation building, the leader of men, it's all been discussed within the Giants organization, and he fits every single criteria that you could want in a head coach. You do not let this man leave your building. I know that that's like a term that we like to use when you're bringing in free agents or you're signing coaches. You say, don't let him leave the building. Don't let him leave the building without signing the contract. No. This is a guy that changes your franchise for the better. This is a coach that gets your franchise out of purgatory, stops the laughingstock that your franchise has been in for 12 seasons. Even in two postseason appearances the Giants had in those 12 years, they were complete and utter jokes of seasons. 2016 with Boatgate, and 2022, Daniel Jones leading us to give him that big contract and setting us back once again. John Harbaugh has to be hired. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This has to be the move for the Giants. You can't screw this up. You can't screw this up if you're the New York Giants. There is no way to screw this up. And you have a shot here. You have a realistic shot. You've lost a lot of Giants fans have lost a lot of faith in their organization, okay? You have a chance here to get almost every single Giants fan back on board with what you're trying to build. And that's including keeping the general manager in Joe Shane by hiring a guy like John Harbaugh. You can get the faith back in the organization, back in the fan base, that we can get this thing headed in the right direction for the first time in a very long time. This isn't some coordinator that you're trying to bring in. This isn't some guy who's been a losing guy for most of his career that you're trying to give a second or third shot to. This is a guy who is a sustained winning coach. There is no arguments on bringing him in. He's the number one target. I believe the Giants want him to be the next head coach. I believe the feeling is mutual based off the reports you've heard from Adam Schefter, from Connor Hughes, from Ian O'Connor, from all of the top executive beat writers in the NFL. The feeling's mutual with both parties. The Giants have the quarterback in place. John Harbaugh could step right in, build. Another positive thing is that he will build a great staff around him. How many guys have left the Ravens and gotten multiple opportunities elsewhere because of the foundation John Harbaugh built, because of the opportunity that John Harbaugh gave him. You get this done immediately. I expect within the next 10 days for John Harbaugh to be announced as the next head coach of the New York Giants. Do not make this difficult. It is not hard. If you guys got this far, like this video, share it. We are going to pray that John Harbaugh is the next head coach of the New York Giants. Thank you guys for watching. Follow me, social media, check the description. It's all there. Let's go, Giants. Get this hire done.